Hey, what's up, everybody? So I am, first of all, my name's Cameron. I'm Cameron King. I'm a guy, just a guy, and with a microphone and a bunch of junk behind me. As you can see, it is December, it's Christmas time, and I have stuff behind me. Those are gifts and boxes and things, so don't mind the mess. Anyway, my name's Cameron. I am a going on 20-year creative here. Been doing this for a long time, mainly in the video space. So video production, motion design, things of that nature. And I'll try to look at the camera. It's just a little hole at the top of my my screen here. I might get a better camera later. I might actually do some more stuff actually on my phone in coming days. But anyway, I just kind of want to jump on here real quick because I had an idea. I've been watching, let me see, what's his name? It's a podcast on, it is, what is his name? Jonathan Courtney, and he is the CEO of AJ and Smart, and he kind of sparked this idea in me to just record something in the podcasting video space format. And his whole thing is, it's called the Unscheduled CEO. I'm not a CEO. I'm the CEO of Me.eo, right? So it's called the Unscheduled CEO, and basically every Tuesday, it's kind of scheduled now, but he just kind of freeforms a certain topic every week, and it's very stream of conscious, but it's still valuable. And the whole idea behind it is to slow things down a little bit, right? Because we live in this world where there's just so much being thrown at us. And right, I know, it seems hypocritical just to throw another thing out there into the world, but this is my version of it, right? I'm just trying to have sort of an outlet to get some of my thoughts out and really just play with the idea, because you always get sort of sold into the idea of, create content, do all this stuff and do all these things. And I've tried that game. I don't know if I'm not very good at it, but it just, like, I've had I'm good at it for other people, but like, you can tell me to do things all day long. I create videos for a living, so I've created thousands and thousands of TV ads, digital ads, social media things, and just doing it for myself just did not seem fun. Like, I have ideas in my head on things I want to do, like the filmmaker side of me. But at the end of the day, like, I don't want to do what I do in my off time. I know, right? It's kind of, maybe I've become this sort of grumpy filmmaker, editor, creative person, but in my off time, I just want to, like, do real life stuff and not do the stuff that I do for a living, because I have 4 kids. I have 5 acres of property out here, and chickens and the whole works. And so I need to spend my extra time, my quality time, with those things, specifically family, things like that. And and it's not something I want to spend my time doing. So that's why I want to at least get some version of myself out there. And I plan on posting this on YouTube, Substack, things like that, just to kind of get it out there. And whoever finds it. That's great. I don't really care if it does anything. If anything, it gets me out there. And in 10 years from now, when my oldest son is 22 years old, wait, he's 12 now, he'll find me on the internet. Oh, this is Dad when I was 12. Look at that. That's pretty cool. He's talking about a bunch of gibberish and jargon. But if anything, I can get sort of my thoughts out in the time being. So let me introduce myself a little bit more. Cameron King. I've been working in the creative field for 20 years. I know I said that already, but I also own a very small studio. I like to call it a liquid studio or liquid agency, right? Agency, studio, all these words are, if you're in this business, you kind of find out those things are all, like, depending on who you're talking to, are all interchangeable. But I own a creative studio called Kings Collab. My last name's King. And we create, our primary niche, our primary industry is in the political and advocacy space. So think in terms of, politicians, We also do nonprofits that are more advocacy leaning. So if you're fighting for a cause, you're trying to raise money, or if you're trying to get out the vote, or whatever that is for your cause, we help create the messaging, the branding, for the most part, and the content and content strategy for those types of industries. Now, we do a lot of other things too, but that's the primary thing. So when I say liquid agency, I mean, like, right now I'm the sole employee and I'm the employer. I do have an assistant that helps me with certain things here and there on a as needed basis, especially on the off year. So right now it's 2025. This year's slow. There's not very much going on in the political space. So, but whenever it comes up next year, I'll ramp up. I'll hire contractors. I really just like to be a sort of solopreneur, to use a buzzword nowadays. I like to be sort of my own ship. If I need to expand, I will. If I need to contract, I will. This keeps sort of it gives me peace of mind. Yes, I might pay more for a freelancer to do a specific task, but I don't have to pay them one time. I don't have to keep up with their keep up with the monthly fee, right? So that's just a business decision I made for myself. Probably in the last couple of years, I thought about scaling up with employees and stuff like that, but I didn't want the stress of it. I've already stressed enough at certain times of the year. Whenever work's not coming in the door, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna starve. But that just kind of frees the mind a little bit more. I like to keep things simple, so it's just me, and I hire contractors as they're needed for certain things. Anyway. So, that's a little bit about me. Kings Collab, we do mainly video, animation. We do other things as well. Like, I don't know, we do display ads, static ads, social media, content, anything in the video realm, with a particular niche being in politics, advocacy, nonprofits. And again, we do other stuff too. Like, I've done work for Volkswagen. I've done work for, earlier this year, I just done for something for Stanley, Black & Decker. It's really kind of all over the place. Right now I'm actually doing a series of videos for a company that's teaching people things. I don't know if I'm at liberty to say it right now, but we're doing a series of videos that's being released on a platform to train people in their company on a certain particular thing that they need to be trained on, right? So that's a little bit about me. So why I'm doing this, I kind of explained that a little bit. Let me just jump into it a little bit more. I'm doing this because sort of just fight against what the rest of the world is doing, right? Everybody's chasing the algorithm, chasing stats, chasing dopamine, chasing this sort of surface level stuff. And honestly, I feel like that's going to come to a grinding, I wouldn't say a grinding halt, but it's going to come to an end at some point. Let me get some water. My mouth is dry. So all that's going to come to an end at some point, and I'm being innovative and jumping ahead of the curve. No, not really. What I'm really doing is just trying to get myself out there in a way that that feels more natural to me. So speaking in front of a camera, sort of just speaking top of mind, what's going on right now. I can throw in some lessons here and there, which I think is what's going to happen. But it's really just documenting the journey, right? We can document the journey, but not in the quick dopamine, got to keep up with the algorithm, got to keep up with followers and likes and counts and all this stuff. I don't want to play that game. It's a weird sort of irony. I don't know if God is just laughing, right? But it seems like when I get in these sort of phases of like, oh, I'm going to post for 90 days. I'm going to blow up. I'm going to get so big. I'm going to get brand deals, whatever. I'm going to get so many clients. It's going to be awesome. I do it, and it's literally nothing happens. I might have a piece of content or two that pops off, but it's, if anything, it just causes more stress, and it keeps me attached to something that I don't want to be attached to. So I don't have any social apps on my phone. I've tried to rarely get on it on my computer. And so this is just a way to express myself, I hate that word, express myself. This sounds so bleh. But you know what I'm saying, just to try to get some stuff out there. I've been repeating myself a lot here. So I'm going to do this sort of somewhat unscheduled. I'm going to try to do it once a week, maybe twice a week, depending on how much I want to say, what I want to get out there. And so if you're here to get tips and tricks and things like that, this might not be the podcast for you. If you're here for a little ASMR, maybe. If you like the sound of my voice, that's fine. I don't care. Speaking of my voice, I used to be in college. I was a radio DJ, not professionally trained, but I did practice my radio voice, right? So there was like, the low. Yeah, actually, I was more on the excited end of things. Like, hey guys, let's go to blah, 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 let's push some buttons and listen to some music. Blah blah blah. I talk real fast, and so yeah, that's where I kind of learned how to speak more into a microphone. I'm not sure if I'm doing I'm not sure if I'm doing good or well. You can leave a comment if you want to and see how it sounds. But I did help me sort of learn how to talk into a microphone without looking like a deer in headlights, right? So what I'm looking at my notes over here. So if it looks like I'm looking off camera at a squirrel or something, maybe I'm looking at a squirrel. There is a window right here, but I'm probably looking at my notes. So what can you expect? So here's some things you can expect on this podcast. I'll probably turn it into a blog post as well. I'm not the biggest fan of AI in certain contexts, but for something like this, I'm going to stick my transcript in a machine somewhere and have it spit out a blog post. And I'll let everybody know, hey, this is AI sort of spit of what I've been saying, because I'm not trying to write. I like writing, but I just haven't had the time to do it lately. So this is going to be my version of writing, just kind of getting stuff out there, getting my thoughts out there. Maybe if I even read my own, word vomit down the road, I'll start fleshing things out. Anyway, so what you can expect on here is business, creative business. I've been working in the creative business for 20 years. Most years I make over 6 figures a year, multiple 6 figures a year. Some years are better than others, right? So with the advent of AI and cheap labor and all this stuff, things kind of go up and down now, right? It was consistent there for about 4 years when I started in 2017. And the last, that was 8 years ago. So the first 4 or 5 years were consistent. Then COVID hit. Did pretty good on COVID because everybody's going remote. And then, things like AI and a lot of people entering the market kind of been, and just marketing in general has kind of been changing. So that's when I decided to pick a target industry, which is politics and advocacy. And that money's been consistent on the on years. And the off years, brand work has kind of dried up. Anyway, I'll get into that later. So business, I've been doing that I've been working in this business for 20 years. So I've been owning my own business for 8 years. So I have a few things to say about that. Some might be good. Chew the meat, spit out the bones, right? As you should with most people who give you business advice. Because not everything is one size fits all. And I can explain that at a different time as well. Mr. Machine, make note of this. So I can talk about it later. Parenting. I have 4 kids, 2 girls, 2 boys, all various ages. I have 2 there. I have a 12, a 9, a 4, and a 1-year-old. So I'm in all the stages. I've been through a couple stages. Actually, I haven't hit the teenage stage yet. So we're working on that. We're getting to that. So parenting. I'm a husband as well to my wife. We have a pretty great, awesome marriage. Yeah, it's good, man. Christian, another thing I talk about my spirituality. If you're into that, I'll be talking about it a lot too, because a lot of this stuff to me is not all happenstance. It's not all just things crashing together. There's purpose behind it and meaning, and I'm trying to decipher it, right? In a complex, gray world. Not everything is black and white. So, strategy. I'll also be talking strategy. So if you are in the political, nonprofit, advocacy space, or just in marketing in general, I can talk some strategy too. There's a bunch of things out there I can talk about when it comes to strategy, when it comes to, first of all, how to tell good stories, how to create a content strategy, ad strategy, all that stuff we can dive into. and just whatever is on top of my mind. Some days I might talk about how I'm gardening and failing at it miserably because I do not have a green thumb, apparently. But I'm working on it, and I will eventually be able to feed my family just off the land here and not have to depend on grocery stores. Let me drink some of this. This is the mate, Yerba mate. You know, you kind of see some people drinking this on the interwebs. My wife gets the ick, as the kids say it these days, when she sees me do this. So, if it's icky to you, asawi, you don't have to listen to this anymore. You're probably not even listening to it right now. And if you are still listening to it right now, then that means you might kind of like what I have to say a little bit for this first one, right? And so yeah, I just want to kind of set those expectations right now. I'm about 16 minutes in. I'm not going to do any editing unless there's just some major flub, like a car crashes through my. Actually, I'd keep that in there if a car crashed through my window back there. But if a kid walks in and they're butt naked or whatever, probably shouldn't say that. One of my kids comes in and they just whatever, because I don't want to show my kids. Yeah. So if you have any topics you want me to discuss, and you happen to stumble upon this video, please just let me know. Yeah. So I would say next up, what am I going to talk about next? There's a lot of things talking about. I think I'm going to dive more into the whole why I'm not chasing dopamine anymore, because I think that's an important topic, and I'll try to stay. I know I kind of jumped all over the place with this video, but this is just an intro. But I'm going to see if we can talk about one thing for 15, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. I have no idea how long this is going to be. It could be 15 minutes. I think this one's coming up on 20 now. They could be 15 minutes. They could be 30 minutes. They could be a whole hour. I don't know if I can talk a whole hour. I've been doing it for 17 minutes, and I'm exhausted already. This is crazy. But I could definitely get into, I think the next one's going to be about either dopamine or not dopamine. It's going to be about why I'm quitting social media, like the traditional social media that you see now, and why I think you should too, potentially. I'm not saying everybody should, but yeah. Oh, also, I didn't even freaking tell you what this is called. It's going to be if you're on Substack, you already know what it's called. It's Quiet Legacy Creative. So why Quiet Legacy? Because I think that when you're building a legacy, so I got this idea of building a legacy for myself. I'm very much a preservationist, right? I like to preserve sort of things, right? History, things like that, and sort of pass it on to my children. Maybe children are part of my legacy as well, but how can I build that quietly, right? I mean, most people, a lot of billionaires, right? We hear about the Elon Musk. I'm not saying I'm going to be a billionaire, but we hear about Elon Musk. We hear about some of the other snazzier, like your Alex Hormozzi's, all these people who are making big bucks on the, and they show it online, right? But there are a whole bunch of people out there, neighbors, people in your community, people that go to your church, people that you don't even know about, that are secret, that they just have it together. I mean, they might have. We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, but maybe they're millionaires, right? Like I have a couple people that go to my church. They're friends. You would never know that they are probably multimillionaires. Yeah. They don't post about it online. They don't brag about it, and they're not trying to sell you a course on it. They just do something, and they build a business, and they make that money. So I kind of want to do that too, right? It's not quite when I post about it, but it is a little more in line with what I do for a living, which is create content. This lines it up, but I just wanted to keep it simple, and just try to build this quiet legacy for myself, and show you how to do that as well. Because if you're someone who's chronically online, you probably feel like you're not doing enough, and I just want to remind you and myself that you probably are, and there is more than one way to earn a living, to be at peace with yourself, to hustle and grind without hustle and grinding in the modern sense, which is post all the time, blah, 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 tweet this, tweet that, blah, 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 which is just do all the stuff that the gurus are telling you to do. You don't have to do that. People were making money before all that. People were creating a life of impact before all that. A lot of the people you meet who give to charities, who can write a, $100,000 check to a charity tomorrow, right now, they're not. You don't see them online. They don't have a personal brand. They're just like, you might know them in your community. They might be prevalent people in your community, but they don't have this online presence that everybody talks about. Anyway, I could go into this. Anyway, so that's why Quiet Legacy Creative is just trying to build a sustainable life in business without being loud about it, without having to do all of the hustle and grind and all the things to make it so. So I keep looking at the record button and not at the camera, so I apologize. Hopefully you're listening to this, maybe. I don't even know. So Quiet Legacy Creative, how to be a creative quietly and not so loud. That's why I'm building that. And it has to do with other things too, so parenting and a little bit of homesteading and business, right? All the things that I like to talk about, then I think a lot of other people like to talk about as well. So that's my spiel. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, Quiet Legacy Creative. If you feel like you want to subscribe, that'd be great. Give me a follow on Substack. Give me a follow on YouTube, wherever you're seeing this. Subscribe, and yeah, don't hesitate to hit me up. I'll put my contact in the wherever this is, or you can just DM me or whatever. I'm game. Peace out.